No American patriotic concert would feel complete without the music of John Philip Sousa, often known as the March King. Sousa wrote more than 130 marches and became one of the most famous band leaders in the world during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. His music helped define the sound of American patriotic celebration. The Stars and Stripes Forever is probably his most famous work. Sousa reportedly composed it while returning home from Europe, feeling deeply homesick for America. The march combines military precision with an almost infectious sense of excitement and optimism. As you listen, pay special attention to the final section of the piece, where the famous piccolo counter melody soars above the full ensemble. It's one of the most recognizable moments in all of American music. Another Sousa favorite on the program is the Washington Post March, written in 1889 for an essay contest sponsored by the Washington Post newspaper. The march quickly became enormously popular, not only in America, but internationally as well. Its rhythmic vitality made it especially popular for dancing during the late 19th century. Sousa had an extraordinary gift for writing music that feels both disciplined and joyful at the same time. Music designed for parades, outdoor concerts, and community celebrations. Even today, more than a century later, these marches still instantly create the atmosphere of an American summer celebration. Few songs occupy such an emotional place in American culture as Irving Berlin's God Bless America. Berlin originally wrote the song during the First World War, although it wasn't released publicly until years later on the eve of the Second World War. Over time, it became almost an unofficial national hymn. What's remarkable is that Irving Berlin himself was an immigrant who arrived in America as a child. His music often reflected a deep gratitude and affection for his adopted country. The melody itself is simple, direct, and heartfelt, qualities that helped make it resonate with generations of Americans during moments of celebration, hardship, and remembrance. Morton Gould's American Salute takes a familiar Civil War tune, When Johnny Comes Marching Home, and transforms it into a brilliant orchestral showpiece. Written during World War II, the piece captures both patriotic energy and orchestral virtuosity. Gould constantly reshapes the melody, passing it through different sections of the orchestra with tremendous rhythmic drive. The result is music that feels celebratory, energetic, and unmistakably American. For the orchestra, it's also simply a lot of fun to play. One of the most beloved traditions at patriotic concerts is the Armed Forces Salute, a musical tribute to the branches of the United States military. As each service song is performed, audience members who served, or whose family members served, often stand in recognition. It's one of those moments where the boundary between performers and audience begins to disappear, and the concert becomes something shared communally. These traditions remind us that patriotic concerts are not only about music, but also memory, service, and collective experience. Aaron Copland helped create what many people think of as the quintessential American sound in classical music. His ballet Rodeo captures images of the American West through wide-open harmonies, folk-inspired rhythms, and an extraordinary sense of space and movement. Even listeners unfamiliar with the title will probably recognize the famous hoedown section, which has appeared in countless films, commercials, and popular culture references over the years. Copland's music somehow manages to sound both sophisticated and deeply accessible at the same time. Expansive, optimistic, and unmistakably American. As you listen, notice the open intervals and spacious textures that evoke vast landscapes and frontier imagery. George Gershwin's An American in Paris is one of the great musical portraits of the Jazz Age. Written after Gershwin visited Paris in the 1920s, the piece blends American jazz rhythms with the color and sophistication of the European orchestra. Gershwin even incorporated actual Parisian taxi horns into the score, giving the music a vivid sense of place and atmosphere. The piece moves between excitement, humor, nostalgia, and dazzling orchestral color, almost like a musical travel diary. In many ways, Gershwin helped bridge the worlds of classical music, jazz, Broadway, and popular song, something that still feels uniquely American. Leonard Bernstein's West Side Story brought a new level of musical sophistication to Broadway. Inspired by Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, the musical reimagines the story amid rival gangs in New York City. Bernstein fused jazz harmony, Latin rhythms, classical orchestration, and theatrical drama into a score that remains one of the most powerful works in American musical theater. The music constantly shifts between explosive rhythmic energy and moments of extraordinary lyricism and tenderness. Even decades later, West Side Story still sounds modern, urgent, and emotionally immediate. And finally, no patriotic concert would be complete without the Star-Spangled Banner. The lyrics were written by Francis Scott Key during the War of 1812, after witnessing the bombardment of Fort McHenry. Over time, the song evolved from a patriotic anthem into the official national anthem of the United States. Its wide vocal range makes it famously difficult to sing, but its emotional impact remains undeniable, especially when performed live by orchestra and audience together. Patriotic concerts are ultimately about shared musical memory, melodies and traditions that generations of Americans have heard at parades, parks, fireworks celebrations, and summer concerts for more than a century. We hope you'll join us for this celebration with the Pittsburgh Philharmonic, and we look forward to sharing this music with you. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the concert.
Geyer.
Okay, Marianne, pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the orchestra.
Thank you. First year.
You're a rookie.
A newbie to being in an orchestra too.
How exciting.
Never been in an orchestra before, so this was a big step that my teacher pushed me to make.
Are you enjoying the experience so far?
Great time.
Good.
Great time.
That's really what it's all about.
Yeah, it really is. Everybody's so welcoming, and everybody plays at a different level. Most of them, everybody higher than me, but they give me a hand and pull me up, and it's been a lot of fun.
So, if you don't mind me asking, how long have you played the cello?
So, I started playing the cello about 30 years ago as an adult because my husband liked the sound of cello music. And I took lessons for a couple years, and then life got in the way, and the cello sat there. And about 6 years ago, I picked it up again and started studying with my teacher that I'm with now. And I just really like it.
It's a beautiful instrument. My mother was a concert cellist.
Oh, wow.
And I played cello before I played bass. Okay, so my next question is, how did you come to play in the Philharmonic? How did you find us?
So I started studying with my current teacher, Will Teagarden, 6 years ago. And 1 year went by, and 2 years went by, and then we were a couple years into it, and he said, you should really think about trying to audition someday, because I think you would like it. And I said, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be tied down. I don't think I could do it. And then last year, something just clicked in my head, and I said, okay, I'm ready. So we took like 6 months, and he helped me work through what the audition pieces were, and I, very frightened, but came up and auditioned, and I got in.
That must have been a wonderful day
It was.
when they told you you're in.
It was, and every day is a little easier, and I'm less nervous, and I kind of know the routine. I know where to sit now. I know how the seats move.
Routine is a big part of the equation.
It is, yeah, it is.
It comforts us.
It is.
It helps us to play better.
And really, the cello has comforted me because 6 years ago this August, my husband almost died. He had cardiac arrest after we had finished a bike ride, and I had just started studying with Will like that January because my husband loves the swan, and I said to Will, I want to learn how to play the swan for my husband's birthday, which was in July. And Will short roped me up the mountain, and I played the swan for my husband in July. And then in August, he had his cardiac arrest. And he was in the hospital for a month, and through it all, I took my lessons every week because my husband loves the cello, and it just kept me close to him. And he made it. He's fine. And I'm still with the cello, and I'm still with my husband.
On the swan, the most part that gets me the most nervous is when you get that F sharp up to the high B. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know, yeah. But it's
like
good
a
to go
leap of
back
faith.
to it now because 6 years later, I play it much differently now than I did 6 years ago.
So now that you're in the orchestra, what do you get out of it? What makes you keep going back?
I think part of it is community because it's a great sense of community. It's great to be with people of a lot of different ages. So I get the perspective of much younger people who are still in the midst of their professional careers. And as somebody who retired 5 years ago, it's just kind of fun to see where different people are in their paths. And I think it makes me push myself more because I have to keep up. So I really, in addition to working on what I'm studying with Will, I have my orchestra work. So it's kind of it's kind of like my yoga,
I totally understand. I used to tell my students, when you play an instrument, it's almost like ballet for the fingers.
Yeah. That's true. It's good. It's like a puzzle. And every week you work on it every day, and sometimes something falls into place, and sometimes it never does.
And the last question, because you've been very generous with your time, where would you like to see the orchestra go in the future?
I would like it to have a little more exposure. So that people understand the jewel that they have, and that music is accessible to everyone, and it can be very affordable and very welcoming, and you don't have to necessarily go downtown and feel uncomfortable. Because maybe you've never been to Heinz Hall before, which is great, you should go. But I think that this orchestra has a sense of community, and it performs in the community for community members. And I think more people need to know about that.
Well, you couldn't have said it better. That is the primary reason why I'm doing the podcast.
That's great. Great. Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And,
good job.
Thank you. I appreciate
that. All right.
Before we conclude, we'd like to invite you to join us for one of two performances of this patriotic program. Our first performance will take place on July 4th at 7:30 p.m. at Zelienople Community Park, located at 402 East Beaver Street in Zelienople, Pennsylvania. The concert will run until approximately 9:30 p.m. and will be presented outdoors as part of the community's Independence Day celebration. If you're unable to attend on the 4th or would prefer a more traditional concert setting, the Pittsburgh Philharmonic will present a second performance on July 5th at 4 p.m. at the Greater Pittsburgh Masonic Center, located at 3579 Masonic Way in Pittsburgh. We hope you'll join us for one of these performances as we celebrate America's musical heritage together. For additional information about the Pittsburgh Philharmonic, upcoming concerts, and ticket details, please visit our website. Thank you for listening to the Pittsburgh Philharmonic podcast. We look forward to seeing you at the concert.